It's such a pleasure to be here with you this evening. And I have to say, this is actually one of my favorite days every year. And that's because I get to have a chance to step back and look at everything that's been accomplished here in our city. I get to stand up here alone, but it's not just one person that gets all of these things done in our city. That's why I like to start by recognizing my colleagues on the City Council. First up, we are here with Deputy Mayor Mike Sanella. Let's give him a hand. He represents District 2. And then we have District 1 Council Member Maria Nunez. And we happen to be in Maria's district here this evening. So thank you, Maria, for hosting us. And then we also have City Council Member Ed Musgrove representing District 4. And our newest council member representing District 3, Danielle LeBlanc. Now, I hope you don't all mind, but this is one of my favorite things too. That's to do a little bragging on our city. And that's on behalf of the Senior Center here. First, I'd like to start talking about and recognizing this community space right here that we're gathered in today. On any given day, you can stop by the Senior Center and see what it looks like firsthand. So participation in our Senior Center programs has skyrocketed over the last several years. This year, through a partnership with ARP, we hosted over 800 appointments to help residents with their taxes. The Senior Transportation Program has grown more than 20%, reaching a high of 5,473 trips. And the lunch program here at the Senior Center has nearly tripled in size since 2021. In fact, Jennifer told me, and by the way, where is Jennifer? Let's give her a hand. No one ever likes me to recognize them, so it's not in the script. I just go off script. But we appreciate Jennifer so much. And you know, when I got here today, I actually had someone come up and say, "Do you know how amazing Jennifer is?" I said, "Well, of course I do. I've been around a while." We do know. Jennifer has been amazing. Anyway, Jennifer told me that on party days, we regularly have 4 to 5 times as many participants as ever before. In total, we provide almost 14,000 meals a year. And what makes this an even better story is that as this program grew, we were able to secure outside funding to pay for half of the costs. This is something that I like to call OPM, other people's money, to make the lives of our San Marcos residents even better. So to the entire team here at the Senior Center, thank you, and let's give them a round of applause. Now, since I brought up the topic of OPM, other people's money, across the street, we're just about to start a project to add shade to the playground at the Richmar Park and build a mini-pitch soccer arena. I had to ask what that was. It's kind of like an arena, but it's smaller, so it's for the smaller kids, so it'll be a great place for everyone to enjoy. And both are scheduled to open and be done this summer. This is going to be another great addition to our amazing park system and another way we are bringing people together. We were able to bring these funds through improvements through CDBG, which is Community Development Block Grants from the federal government. In fact, when you look at everything we've been able to accomplish with the smallest staff per capita, yes, let that sink in, we've been able to do this more than most cities in the region because it really speaks to our way, and that is the San Marcos way, that we'd like to call it. We're able to do great work because we pride ourselves on operating more like an efficient business. In the last 2 years alone, we've completed best value analysis for 8 different city services. Most recently, we brought our street sweeping services back in-house, so keep an eye out for our shiny new street sweeping trucks passing through your neighborhood, and give them a friendly wave. These changes will save our community almost $1 million a year. And we've got 4 more studies underway right now. And earlier this year, we did something that no other city in the county has done, and that's we hired a director of lean government. So that's repurposing an existing position to focus on leading efficiency, accountability, and engagement with our community. And I think we're onto something because we're hearing from government agencies all throughout the region and beyond wanting to learn from our example. In fact, our Regional Transportation Planning Agency, SANDAG, they're always in the news for spending too much money, they just created a similar position as ours. Our commitment to fiscal responsibility means that we are able to provide an outstanding quality of life for you all here, and here in San Marcos, even though we get the smallest share of property tax revenue in the region. It's true, and it's a long story, so I'll just say that this makes me extra proud of what we've been able to accomplish with far fewer resources than other neighboring cities. We stay in our lane and focus on delivering real results in the areas most important to the community, namely your quality of life. And that's just what I'm here to talk about that today. Okay, I have to tell you the hardest part of preparing for the State of the City each year is what should we share? Because there are so many amazing things happening in our community, and it just keeps getting better. So of course, I could go on for hours, but I know you all have things to do this evening. So as I promised, and I promised Michelle, I would get us out here on time. So let's get to it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is public safety, and that's because, let's face it, the core reason for cities to exist is to protect the safety of our residents. I was really proud to see that just a few weeks ago, San Marcos was named one of the safest cities in all of California. And if you look at the top 10 cities from that same report, all but one are cities much smaller than San Marcos. That makes our rating even more impressive. San Marcos was just one of 6 cities in that top 20 in the 2025 study that saw crime decrease over the previous year. On top of that, San Marcos was also just named the safest college town in one of the safest college towns in America and the second safest college town in all of California. Wow. We were proud to partner last year with the County of San Diego to open a new sheriff's substation in San Alejo Hills. We have our chief here, our captain here this evening, so let's give him a hand, Captain Kevin Ralph. This was an important part of an overall effort to bring important services directly to our residents. Public safety isn't just about law enforcement, though. We also have some very exciting work going on in our fire department. We have Chief Barron here with us this evening. No one likes it when I say their name, but it's not in the script, but I will always do that because they make us look really good, I have to admit. Anyway, we're starting to build a new fire station number 5. Okay, so there you can see it. The location's right at North Las Posas and Armor Light. We're very excited, and just last month, San Marcos played host to a regional wildfire emergency exercise with hundreds of first responders from agencies all over San Diego County and beyond. So if you thought you heard a lot of helicopter activity around Woodland Park, now you know why. It wasn't because something bad was going on, it was good. Anyway, it's not enough that the city is prepared for an emergency, though. To keep our community safe, we need our residents and businesses to also be prepared. That's why we're rolling out a new emergency preparedness campaign starting this weekend with our Wildfire Preparedness Fair. We're also expanding our community emergency response team, which is CERT. It's a group of highly trained residents who provide volunteer support during emergencies to deliver supplies to shelters, direct traffic at temporary evacuation sites, and other important work. The San Marcos Emergency Operations Center also just got a new major electrical upgrade to make sure we can take advantage of all the technology that's now available to help effectively manage a wide-scale emergency. We're also continuing the support of the state's California Listos Emergency Preparedness Campaign. This program reaches out to people who are vulnerable during an emergency to get them prepared and connected to community disaster preparedness networks. And speaking of emergencies, please make sure you download the new Genesis Protect app or bookmark the page on your computer. San Marcos is partnering with the county to raise awareness of this new tool. It enables all of the first responders to evacuate more precisely in areas, which will reduce the number of cars on the road at any given time if evacuations are needed. As I'm sure you can imagine, it's not being on the front lines of fires and other emergencies. That's why we continue to invest in the wellness of our first responders. And you met Sawyer. Where is he? He's so cute. We love him. Oh, he's outside hanging out. Well, maybe he found someone to play with out there. Anyway, he's our 2-year-old golden retriever who regularly visits our fire stations to provide some four-legged support. And I'm told he happens to be an excellent listener. We even get to see him every once in a while in City Hall. But I have to tell you, he really is our favorite employee. Everyone just says, Sawyer, and they want to go and pet him. He's really got a hard life, I have to say. Anyway, switching gears, another way we keep our community safe and stretch taxpayer dollars is by investing in our infrastructure. Last fall, we completed the Creek project, and thank you for everyone's patience during that, because that was our largest capital improvement project in our city's history. We widened Discovery Street and Via Veracruz, built 2 new bridges, restored 1.5 miles of creek habitat, planted 105,000 new trees and plants, built a 1.2-mile loop trail, added storm drains, not that exciting, but much needed, and built Paseo del Arroyo Park. Just last month, we won 2 Project of the Year awards for engineering and construction. A few months ago, we completed major improvements to Rancho Santa Fe Road, another project funded by OPM, you guessed it, other people's money, to the tune of $5 million. Yes. And you know, as people were starting to complain about how that road needed to be fixed, I said, but wait, it's coming. So we have a lot more of those sorts of projects that are going to be coming in the future, because we know that major infrastructure projects can be disruptive, especially due to traffic. So thank you again for your patience in the Rancho Santa Fe Road work, and then also the upcoming San Marcos Boulevard, which we'll be letting you know all about. Don't worry about that. Anyway, farther north on Rancho Santa Fe Road, you'll notice new drought-tolerant landscaping beautifying the strip along Bradley Park. And you guessed it, part of this project also paid for by OPM, other people's money. In this case, we partnered with the Vallecito Water District and the San Diego County Water Authority. We've also improved traffic flow by coordinating traffic lights, especially around San Marcos High School, Mission Hills High School, and Richland Elementary. We are updating the design of our roads, including outside Discovery Elementary, to make drop-off and pickup go more smoothly. So keeping San Marcos is a safe, clean, and well-maintained city is so important, but there are also a few more key ingredients in the secret recipe that makes San Marcos so special. Fortune magazine recently named San Marcos one of the top 25 cities in the country to raise a family. We're home to a top community college, a Cal State University, and specialized programs in healthcare, firefighting, and so much more. And all of this is on top of the amazing K-12 education that we heard all about by Dr. Tiffany Campbell. Thank you, Tiffany, for your words of wisdom and your updating us on everything. Let's give her a hand. To help meet the needs of our San Marcos families, this fall we are launching a new partnership with the district to provide after-school care through our Parks and Rec department. And to prepare the little ones, we will also be launching new and revamped programs for preschool-age kids that will give parents the option of signing up for programming 5 days a week. We are also very proud of our parks here in San Marcos, or should I say San Parcos. We have 44 parks, yes, that's 44, including Bradley Bike Park, which opened last year, making us the first North County city to offer a dedicated bike park. Okay, you won't be seeing me do that, but that's what happens there. If you ever want to go watch some death-defying feats, you go out and check them out. They're really amazing. Anyway, we want everyone to have a chance to enjoy the San Marcos lifestyle, and that's why we have really focused on providing housing for people of all income levels and in stages of life. We're especially proud of our record of creating affordable housing. More affordable housing than any other neighboring city. And I know, again, she's not going to like this, but our Director of Housing is here. Sylvia, could you just... And just last fall, the Estrella Affordable Housing Development brought 96 new modern apartments to San Marcos, specifically for families earning between 30% and 80% of the area median income. Estrella joins its sister development, Alora, opening in 2023 with 100 units. The two projects replaced an older single-story 70-unit complex, increasing the overall availability of affordable housing in our city. Given that we are already a leader in creating affordable housing, it's been really frustrating to see the state take away so much of our city's control over land use decisions. These state laws affect all of California cities, not just San Marcos, and we're doing our best to adapt while protecting the character of our community. Here's my ask of you, though. When you hear neighbors concerned about this kind of development and the traffic that it creates, please encourage them to read up the new laws. You can find a button right on our homepage at the city's website, and it will take you to an informational page that tells you everything that you need to know. In the meantime, the City of San Marcos remains focused on meeting the needs of our residents. Housing and Neighborhood Services, now a standalone. I forgot this was actually in the speech. Anyway, Sylvia heads up that department. It reports directly to our city manager. Since that change, we've expanded our collaboration with the community and brought more services directly into our neighborhoods. In April, in this very room, Housing and Neighborhood Services staff hosted our first collaboration between residents of our mobile home parks and the Legal Aid Society. Pro bono lawyers helped our residents understand their rights and resources that they can access. We've also increased city participation in the San Marcos Elementary Pantry Program, with city departments stopping by once a month to provide information and answer questions. I really couldn't be prouder of this important work, and I am especially appreciative of Councilmember Maria Nunez to help facilitate these community connections. Let's give her a hand. Now, I want to wrap up this evening by talking about our business community. Here in San Marcos, we have over 4,290 businesses and an economy exceeding $6 billion annually. Yeah, that's $6 billion with a B. Let's give ourselves a hand for that. Right across from Cal State San Marcos, 222 North City is scheduled to open this winter. It'll include modern apartments, restaurants and shops, and a new grocery store to be announced very soon. I think you'll like it. They're keeping the name under wraps, but I've been told it's been something that the community has been waiting for and asking for. Not naming any names, though. I think you can let your mind wander on that one. And later this year, North City will be starting construction on a 2-acre central park for all of San Marcos to enjoy. The project at Restaurant Row is also well underway. It will include new homes and 10,000 square feet of commercial space. This project also includes a new park, which will preserve this special location's history as a place to gather with friends and celebrate life's milestones. To support a healthy local economy, city staff provide concierge-level service to our community and the businesses. In the last year alone, staff helped over 175 businesses with things like finding a location, going through the permitting process, because it's very difficult to do if you've never been through it, going through that permit process, and how to find available resources for businesses. In all, these efforts support nearly 42,000 jobs. That's pretty amazing. Most recently, if you hadn't heard, Scripps Health announced the development of the Scripps San Marcos Medical Center. a $1.2 billion, yes, also with a B, dollar project on a 13-acre site located south of the 78 near Twin Oaks Valley Road. This project will bring even more healthcare options to our city and to create 1,700 new high-paying jobs. So we're keeping people working here in San Marcos. I'm really excited to be taking our economic development efforts to a new level with our first ever comprehensive economic development strategic plan. This plan will be getting underway this summer and will help guide how we grow our economy for years to come. I know this was a lot, and there is so much more that I want to share, but I'll make good on my promise to make sure we end on time. So I'll leave you with a quick list of some of the things that we have in store for this coming year. We will be launching a new city website that makes it easier than ever to access city services at your convenience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It will include new interactive affordable housing map to serve as a one-stop shop for those looking for housing, and an online toolbox with resources for existing and prospective small businesses. We're increasing our investment in the city's 73 miles of trails, including a new trails volunteer program. So if you are out there wanting to help out, this might be one of the ways. And that will be also partnering with local nonprofits and other groups. And then we're once again partnering with the Sheriff's Office and the school district to promote much needed e-bike safety courses. And we're kicking off a new master plan for Bradley Park and a plan of the restoration of Discovery Lake. The restoration project for the Meyer Doran House, also known as the Pink House, will also be getting underway. Okay, I got some big news to this evening. Coming full circle, right here, we'll be replacing the heating and cooling system for the senior center and making it an official cool zone. So let's definitely clap for that one. I know, we're really happy about that. Anyway, come July 1st, the city will also be starting the new fiscal year with a balanced budget and the second highest level of cash reserves in the region. Yes, that's pretty remarkable. And just a reminder, none of this happens by chance. It takes careful planning, committed leadership, and most of all, the continued involvement of people like you. And that's the San Marcos way. I want to thank you all again, and my council colleagues, and our talented city staff. And by the way, they're really going to hate this, but I would love for all of our city staff to stand up this evening, and let's give them a round of applause because they work very, very hard. I say this a lot because, you know, we're the little city that could. We're the city that has done so much more than any other city with the smallest amount of resources, but it's because of our city staff that we've been able to do that. So thank you to each one of you. You are so appreciated, really. Anyway, the future of San Marcos has never looked brighter, and I could not be more proud to serve as your mayor. Thank you very much.